First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Huda, and I am faculty at Abu Dhabi Women's College. My presentation for today is promoting reading among students, in particular online reading. My theme is read a book and then write another. Before I start with the presentation, I'd like to share with you a very interesting quote by the famous painter Picasso. He says, "Good artists copy, great artists steal." This quote might sound strange, because what does it mean to copy or steal? Especially now in education, we would consider it plagiarism, but this is not what he meant actually. It means you may not be the first to try something, but you did it so well that everyone thinks of you when they see your style. Like when you do it, you become even better than the original. That's what he means, copying. And I think this is a very, very strong theme in education, according to I forgot his name, Bloom's taxonomy. Like the first steps in learning is to remember and then to copy, and then you go step further to understand, and then apply and analyze, and then evaluate. What I understood from Picasso's quote is that art is not who you take the ideas from, it's where you take the ideas to. Okay, how is this connected to my presentation for today? I always feel that reading is the original copy. Reading is the base for all the language skills. Reading makes good writers, good speakers. Reading inspires you with great ideas. It enriches your culture, knowledge. It improves your language skills. Reading expands your vocabulary, introduces you to different styles and genres. With these words, I always encourage my students to read and promote reading among them. However, our students naturally they are not good readers. They are not motivated readers. I started the XReading site 4 years ago, and I have been trying to motivate reading among students, but it wasn't that popular among students and teachers as well. Now, I'd like to share with you my experience this year with the XReading competition. Anyway, XReading is an international web reading online website. It's based on Japan, in Japan. There are like hundreds, maybe 200,000 books in this online books in this website. There are 12 levels. The good thing is that our college, HCT, has made full subscription to all HCT students. As I said, I started the XReading competition this year. In the first semester, we announced the XReading competition. We put posters all over the campus. I bought students vouchers. We provided them with the certificates. The competition was based on the word count. This reading competition was outside the classroom. it was free reading. It wasn't based on any grades. And it was really hard to get students into it because it's not related to their grades. That's why I have to sell it very very well to students through, as I said, vouchers, um, uh, encouraging them, giving speeches to them, showing them the importance of reading. The first semester went very very well. We had top winners who read up to 65,000 words per the semester. The second semester went also well, and it was the XReading competition went very well with the COVID-19 lockdown and studying from home, where students, because it's all online. Because students have a chance to read independently, and with, of course, with my supervision and monitoring. I also try to encourage my team, other teachers, to use X reading with their students by providing them with sessions with the support of the college library. We took our students to the library to give them also sessions how to use X-reading. X-reading is really something friendly. It's so easy to use. Another thing which I tried to make this activity enjoyable is by trying to choose, to help students choose the type of books they read. I always go for fiction, and I'm going to talk about this in a moment. What type of books I would assign to my students. But before I go to this point, I want to show you some certificates. That this is a certificate we used to give the students, especially the top winners, to encourage them to read. I believe that sending them, even for the second semester, we send them the certificates to them. We didn't need to have an event like we did for the first semester, and it went very very well. As I said, now in the summer there is the X reading competition for summer that will end in August, just to keep our students busy reading. Here are some results I would share with you. You can see here the highlighted orange, that our students at Abu Dhabi Women's College are reach the third rank after the Abu Dhabi Men's College and Sharjah Women's College. These numbers are really super surprising, because we jumped from nowhere to reach the third place. The number of books read this year are doubled from last year. So I believe in competitions. I believe in selling ideas, reading online sites. Okay, you can now ask me a question. Okay, X reading is something that it's provided by HCT. Not everywhere can provide the same site for their students. Well, there are many online resources that are well known and can also and teachers can use to promote reading. One of the reading online sites I would suggest here is, I'm sure that you heard about it, Read Theory. Read Theory is a favorite among many teachers, even in Abu Dhabi Women's College, and they're still using it. It's an online reading site with amazing and beautiful resources. Teachers can use this online reading site for their students. There is also the World Stories organization from the UK. There is Learn English Kids, British Council. There is Stories, Ali and the Magic Carpet. So if teachers can go and search, they will have plenty of free reading online resources, and they just give it to their students. But the point is, because as I said at the beginning, reading is not something popular among students. We need to encourage students. We need to sell the idea of reading to students. We need to show them. We need to make it interesting. We need to make it enjoyable. We need to monitor it, like at least at the end of the week. For me, how do one of the ideas I do to help students read and to make this activity enjoyable to them is by picking the type of reading they read. My favorite genre, because I'm also a writer and I write short stories, is short story. And I feel that short story is an ideal genre for students because it's different from the dry academic readings and passages that we give our students. Let's start with something students can love, can fancy, can imagine, and also let's give them something from the world masterpieces. Okay, why would another way to say it, why would I go for short story? As I said, it's something short. Like when I choose a short story, it won't go more than 3 pages, 4 pages. I would choose the language to be graded. It's something imaginative. It's something students would enjoy. Also, when I give the students the short story, I go just beyond the reading, as I said at the beginning. I want students to do more than reading. Like by the end of the week, I would give them for the class a story map. I would give them the elements of a short story just to make it familiar with them. What is meant by a short story? Like, for example, the setting, the characters, the plot, the theme, the point of view. I would encourage them to do their own copies. I would tell them like, okay, you can have and the short story is a model for you to do something else, to write. You can like, yes, our students level is not that high to start writing literature, but you can give it to them in the simplest way. They don't have to write complicated short stories like what we see. Just give them the idea, let them do it. Believe me, they are gonna enjoy it and love it. One of the examples I give my students to write after they finish a short story, and this is not for all the students. These are only this like type of example only for the students who are interested. I would give them a paragraph explaining to them what is meant by an exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution, with the simplest language. Like, for example, here, with this simple paragraph, students can be clear what is meant by the elements of a short story, and they can easily write something simpler, like Leia's parents go away, leaving Leia alone at their home for the first time. Okay, this is the beginning. Leia watches horror movies. She wakes up alarmed at the noise. She decides to check the basement door. She gets locked in the basement. Now there's like action. There is suspicion with the basic language that you can now see. So this is the rising action. Then now when the climax comes, the top, Leia's parents arrive home just as Leia panics. So there's panicking. Then we go down to the falling action. Leia explains to her parents why she was in the basement. Leia realizes that she learned an important lesson about herself. See how simple the paragraph is, but it's like a complete short story. And this is what I meant when I said at the very beginning, read a story, write another. And as I said at the very beginning, reading is the base for like good writing. It's the base for good speaking. It's the base for language skills. And you can go beyond the reading itself. Send them to your students an online short story. You don't have to for example to go through an online website or do an XReading competition. Just send them like a story from, you get it from from the net, all summer in a day. This is one of the stories that my students love, by Ray Bradbury, Alice Adventures in Wonderland, The Ugly Duckling. And these stories, by the way, they are graded. You can find versions for the stories that is like with good, with simple language that suits your students' language, and let them read it. And then you can analyze it with your students and discuss it, and let them write something familiar. And you're gonna see that this is a very enjoyable activity online. But in my opinion, if you just send students an article, a dry article, believe me, with our students, it's gonna be so hard to achieve the results that you want to achieve. I think that's the end. But I still have 5 minutes for questions. If you have any questions, I'm ready to answer your questions. Okay.
Thank you very much. Yes, Huda, thank you very much for this enlightening presentation. I really enjoyed it. And
thank you.
If you have, please, any questions, do type in the Q&A part so that I can directly ask Huda. The intriguing thing, Huda, about your presentation is the incentive that we might give our students to encourage them, to read. Read whatever, but just read, I don't know if you can hear
the
me.
thing is that read whatever. This is a very important thing. But okay, that's very important thing. Like, read what you want to read. Read what you like to read. Read something that you enjoy. We cannot let our students read like what we want to read, what we want them to read, because most of the academic readings, to be honest with you, are boring. And let our students read something freely, something they would love to read, something they would enjoy reading. Like, for example, in my XReading competition, I would let the class, when they're choosing the level, to use level 2 or 3. And then I would tell them, go to the type of books and use the classic genre. And then they're going to see all the classic, the world masterpieces. And then they would love it. Like, for some students, they like Shakespeare's stories, Romeo and Juliet. And you're gonna be so but the thing is that these stories are graded. Romeo and Juliet, for example, it's not the original book that you would see in the libraries. It's gonna be like 3-4 pages drama with simple language that a level 2 students can read, and they would love it. So yes, as you said, let the students read what they love to read.
Yes, exactly. Huda, there's a question, please. Somebody's asking, or there's a question. Could XReading or XReading competition be used even for secondary school students?
Sure, because our students are not different from high school students.
Do you think
actually our students are high school leavers? We are I'm a teacher in foundations. I'm a teacher in foundation, which is like foundations. You know what is meant by foundations? Like the students who come from high schools, we prepare them to join their programs. So we help them improve their English skills to fit
exactly
in their programs in an English medium.
Interesting. And the competition is the incentive.
So yes, our students are not different from high school leavers.
Yes, we might choose or adjust the level of the reading competition to adjust not only secondary, could be also a high education, which is in university level.
True.
Also.
Yes, it's in the teacher's hand. You see what you have, what's your student's level, what is the need, what do they need, and then the teacher can adjust it. By the way, I'm not talking only about XReading as a website. I also suggested other online free websites like Read Theory. Read Theory has the same benefits, and some teachers, they love even Read Theory more than XReading. So you don't have to say, oh, okay, but we don't have this luxury. We don't have XReading because it's, we need to pay for it. But you can still use other online material and resources. You can also you can go and search and pick an online story and send it to your students. And you tell them, you read this story till the end of the week. And prepare a story map according to your schedule. Do you need a story map just to see the students are familiar with the story elements, the setting, the plot, the characters, simple things like this? Or you want them to go a step further and write a small paragraph or a short story?
Interesting. David is sharing a tip with us, or maybe useful information. He said that there's also those who have physical books. There's M-Reader, also originated out of Japan. You use the books, M-Reader, it provides the quizzes. So also it has a globe leadership board, which helps increase competition. That's really interesting.
I think M-Reader...
Yes.
Sorry, Nadine. I think M-Reader it was the first. It was the first copy or the first version of XReading. I think because I remember that we used M-Reader before, but now we shifted to XReading. I think they are close to each other, and I agree that with XReading there are quizzes, like about 5 questions, but these are general quizzes just to be sure that students, they don't just take the book and don't read, just to guarantee that the student read the book. There are if the student read the book, for sure the student will answer the questions correctly.
Well, David has a point here that he's saying that there are a bit different apps for each. I'm not expert in those issues, so maybe you would clarify, because Huda has a different perspective that they are a bit similar.
I think
the two starters know each other.
I think both of them are in Japan, are based in Japan, and I'm not sure if they are so different, but I think they share the same idea, like of the levels, the quiz at the end of the reading, XReading, I think, has they implemented now other features like the audio stories where you don't need even to read. You can listen to it while you browse through the book. And I think this is also a bonus because you can do both. You can see the script and listen to the story at the same time.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Huda, for this interesting presentation and interesting topic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much.